And now, for your feature presentation. Disney. This was a huge part of my childhood. I can remember just watching like the same movies over and over again, and I'm sure many of you have as well. Now, today we're going to talk about a specific point in Disney history. This is known as the Disney Renaissance. You're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? This is considered the golden age of Disney. This includes movies such as The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and lastly, The Lion King. Today in the speech, we will be discussing any controversies that this movie may have had, any Easter eggs that are worth mentioning, and lastly, any sort of like interesting bits of information that, is kind of a neat thing to know. Okay, so first, let's discuss The Little Mermaid. Now, this movie had one controversy in it, and that is that there was an image within it that many thought was a penis. This upset many parents, as well as groups that were just like, no. So Disney heard this rumor, and they went and found out what was going on. They talked to the illustrator. Now, the illustrator states that he was just rushing, he didn't even realize. However, this stirred up enough controversy, and when you do look at the image, it really does look like a penis. That they, for the VHS copies, they changed and edited it, and they put more like sparkles in the background to like distort it slightly and make it not as obvious. A notable Easter egg within this movie is at the beginning there is a scene where King Triton comes down over an audience to his own concert. Within that audience is Donald, Mickey, and Goofy. So if you have like a digital copy, because the image will be clearer, you can pause and find them. Just a neat little thing. Our next movie we're discussing is Beauty and the Beast. Now, does anybody actually know what the Beast's name is? Any sort of guess? That's not correct. Many believe this. The prince has a name, shockingly. It's Adam. Just let that sink in for a moment. Now, this movie was nominated for it was the first nomination, first animated movie to ever be nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture, which was pretty neat at the time. According to the book Mouse Under Glass by David Koenig, who published it by the Berkshire Press in 2001, it says that the original concept art for the Beast, with the many different animals and such all mixed together, can be seen throughout the statues in Beast Castle. So every time you see like a statue, that was an original idea for what the Beast could look like. So like there's a scene where Belle has the door knocker, and that was an original concept art for the Beast's head. Just pretty interesting in my opinion. Our next movie is Aladdin. Personally, this isn't my favorite, but that's a matter of opinion. Now, Aladdin had two major controversies within this within this time frame. The first one was published by the Los Angeles Times on July 10, 1993. And this had to do with one of the songs entitled Arabian Nights. Now, in the original theatrical release of the movie, it has a lyric that says, I come from I'm not going to sing for you, but I come from a faraway place where when they cut off your ear and they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, so this upset the American Arabian Association, which I didn't know there was such a thing. And they found it offensive. They did not like how that was depicted. And so for the VHS release of the movie, Disney changed the lyrics to I come from a land where the land is flat and the heat is immense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. Personally, the first one sounded a lot better. It's much more interesting. Another controversy throughout this movie that was again published by the Los Angeles Times on November 25th, 1993, was a big disagreement between Robin Williams. Robin Williams, for that 2% that don't know, played the genie. Now, he did not like how Disney were advertising for merchandise. He didn't want that to be a main point of the product. So it became a huge disagreement, a big misunderstanding, I suppose, where Robin Williams got so mad at the Disney company that he ended up resigning. He did not come back for the VHS, straight to home video sequels to it. In fact, the person who played the genie in those movies was the same voice actor as Homer Simpson, which is kind of weird if you think about it. Finally, our last movie we're going to cover is The Lion King. Now, I know at least he likes that movie, because he did a speech on it. Now, I'm sure some of you have known about the sex clouds, like subliminal message in the sky where Simba is over the rock and he bumps down and all the petals and stuff whoosh into the air. And apparently they say that the petals spell out sex. Because some people see the S-E-X. I think some people are looking a little too far into this, but you can kind of see it if you tilt your head and squint one eye and turn around and walk away. This is actually not true. The Easter egg was actually the illustrators and animators had it spelled SFX, which is shorthand for the special effects company, which I think is a lot more realistic than sex. I don't see many people doing that. Now, another controversy you probably haven't heard about is the Lion King ripped off another product. At the time, in the 60s, Japan and America formed this cartoon called Kimba the White Lion. They say that there are many similarities between the two movies, one of them being the name Kimba Simba, and both of them regarding lions and political issues anyway. This is not true. The Lion King was based off Hamlet. So that's just your little Shakespearean trivia, I suppose. In conclusion, there are many controversies going around films and such. A lot of them being Disney. Disney's such a huge corporation that it makes it a pretty easy target because it's so well known. A new movie is coming out by Disney within like this month or possibly the next month. And it's called Frozen. I'm excited for this movie. Already though, there's a controversy regarding this movie, being that every single cast member is white. Some people would like different diversity amongst these races. The movie that the story that Frozen is based off of is actually an old Nordic tale, and set during a long time ago. This was before people like came over and integrated more. So of course everybody's going to be white. It's in Norway. So just keep on a lookout in your news, and if you want to go see the movie, I'll probably see you there.